Hey guys, welcome back to my Christmas special. Today I show you how to draw a kitten who is looking at Christmas lights. The first thing that I do is to draw a oval shape and then I divide it in the middle lengthwise. I look a little bit on the reference picture. It's a little bit looking upwards and sidewards, which might be slightly difficult or challenging. Then the upper half of the white in the middle is well spread downwards and just to the middle of the first line, of the first division line, and then I divide the lower half in the middle, and between the middle line and the newer line I add another line. Then the upper half as well, kind of in the middle between the center line, and then divide it again and the same, and then on the right side as well, a little bit like a middle line. So basically I divide many sections, and then I draw another oval, a smaller one, so it's gonna be the side of the kitty, and where there is the center line I add the eyes. So I start with the first eyes on the right, and it's really already in the shape of the cat's eyes, so it's a slightly like an oval but with sharp endings. And then I add some further lines for the nose. So I orientate on the guiding lines that I have drawn before, and they're slightly deeper now. As well, here between those two lines I divide the line and add basically the nose. But first I add the cheeks. And then the nose, which is quite small, as well as the distance between the end of the nose and the mouth is quite short, so it's quite important to remember. Then I add the second eye. However, because the cat's profile is basically like tilted and looking upwards, the second eye is more round. Then I focus on to the ears. So I start on the center line, the first one that I've drawn, and then I connect with the second oval. So now it starts to get into the shape. I add the second ear, but it's a bit smaller than the first one because it is a bit further away. And then I add the chin area and as well as the chest area. And a small paw because the kitty is resting on a duvet or a small quilt. Now I start to focus on the details, and I add the nostrils, and a little bit above the guiding line I add the nose line. And then I continue with the eyes. So now I add the iris, the pupil into the eye, and it's slightly bended as well, so it's fitting the overall guidelines of the shape of the head. And it is looking upwards. At the same time, I added some reflections as well. And then I look at my reference picture, no photo, and now I start to add the fur as well as other details. For example, this kitty has some white area underneath the eye, and I erase the guidelines that I don't need anymore. However, I keep the guidelines within the head, so I know which direction I will add the patterns of the fur. Now I add the little mouth and add some more structure to the chin area. And emphasize as well the inner eye of the and the outside area of the eye on the kitty. So all you need for a good watercolor painting is very often that the drawing has to be somewhat decent, especially when it comes to animals. Here as well, I add more of the white area underneath the eye. And then I emphasize the nose so that it has the right lines and it goes in the right direction as it is tilted. Also start to add the eyebrows, and I have taken off now most of the guidelines, but they are faintly still present. I improve my left eyes that it looks more accurate, and I use a bit stronger pencil here as it will be dark when I add the watercolors. It will be darkened later on. And now I focus more on adding the fur pattern. So I have a little bit look what the kit looks like, and adding more fur to the ears and around, so it's not as just with the guidelines. And really emphasize with the pencil then the necessary areas that I need to see later on, especially when adding water. The pencils might fade away, and if you use this drawing as a watercolor, then don't use that strong pencil as I have. I have used it mainly for showing purposes, so it's a bit more stronger, but otherwise the problem is that the pencil might be mixing with the watercolors, and then the colors look a little bit muddy. This phase might take a little bit longer, as it's just mainly adding the details. Here on the ears as well, adding more single hair. This is not extremely realistic. Obviously, it is a sketch for the watercolor painting that I will paint tomorrow. Then more fur onto the side. Swirl some more patterns and really looking kind of where the pattern, which direction the patterns are going on the reference picture. Where are they leading to? Are they banded? Are they like more inside? Are they thick? Are they thin? And then making the cheek a little bit smaller, because I was slightly big on my drawing, but that's not a problem. And adding more single chest hair, so also here on the bottom. And then emphasizing the eye a little bit more, as it is really great focus of the kitty, and then as well on the back a little bit. Although the chest area will largely remain quite light in color, if not white, I still want to add a little bit of a shadow, so it's not that empty. And then adding here, sometimes it was quite difficult for me to add the whiskers, or the areas where the whiskers are, those little spots, and they are quite important because they show the shape, the right shape, and if they are out of proportion, or if they are not fitting with the rest of the face, because they show a different perspective, it's not that good. So it's actually an important part of the kitty to add the spots of the whiskers quite nicely into the drawing, so the cheeks are well emphasized. And here, as it is not side profile, but more of a 3/4 profile of the kitty, the different forms within the face, different shapes, are quite important to emphasize. And it's okay to erase here and there some, and then adding more specific details which are closer to the reference picture, so it has quite nice pink area around the mouth. But that's basically it. So thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.